Letters from the Mothers of Nenjamparambu to the Supreme Court by M.A. Rahman. Hi, I am Rihanna Ismail. We the BSc Zoology students are presenting this seminar. Letters from Mothers is a telling narrative on the gruesome effects of the use of endosulfan in Kasaragod, a pesticide notorious for its acute toxicity, potential for bioaccumulation and endocrine disruptor. Endosulfan is an off-patent organochlorine insecticide and acaricide that is being phased out globally. It has been classified as a highly hazardous chemical by many organizations including WHO. It is one of the burning social issues of Kerala. Professor M.A. Rahman, on behalf of all mothers of the victims, wrote a letter to the Supreme Court for Justice. This letter invites attention to the trauma suffered by the woman folk due to the endosulfan. Drafted by M.A. Rahman in Malayalam, who lived with these victims and personally encountered travails, translated by B.V. Lasida and signed by 10 mothers in Karudukka Panchayat, Kasaragod. In this presentation, we had divided the chapter into 6 sessions. About the author taken by Najma, case study explained by Rasina, observation by Maisha, letter content by Adulya and Megha, conclusion and remedy by Naja and PPT by Rashida. The video lasts for 16 minutes. Let's go through the detailed analysis of the chapter.
Myself Najma, presenting about M.A. Rahman. Let us know more about the author. M.A. Rahman, a retired professor, an activist, a critic and a filmmaker from Kasaragod district of Kerala. He has fought for the victims of endosulfan pesticide tragedy. Endosulfan is a pesticide which is banned by Indian authorities and many international authorities due to its acute toxicity and huge side effects. Endosulfan is a long bleeding wound on the Malayali psyche. Hundreds of people have died under the horrible impact of the aerial spraying of the insecticide on the cashew plantations of government-owned plantations. 11 panchayat areas in Kasaragod district was highly affected. Thousands still live out of their hellish lives. He had made great efforts to project the pain and silent wails of the victims on the Malayali psyche through his writings over the past 16 years. His collection of 63 essays on endosulfan victims, Oro Jeevanam Vilapettadana, which means every life is precious, won Odakural Award for the year 2017. Due to his great effort, the Supreme Court ordered a pay relief up to 5 lakh for each victims within 3 months. The greatest side effect that ever caused was endocrine disruption, which was studied by NHRC. In this chapter, letters from the mothers of Nenjamparambu to the Supreme Court, it deals with his efforts to bring out the greatest tragedy that ever occurred in Kerala due to pesticides and the terrible experiences of people living there. Let us know more about the chapter in the coming slides.
Hi, I am Adulya. Now I am going to present the content of the letter of mothers of Nenjamparambu to the Supreme Court. This affidavit is submitted on behalf of victims, both dead and suffering due to the misery by the deadly poisonous pesticide endosulfan. The first attention news is published in Madhrubhumi. It is about the death of a child of Mamta and Narayanan. A photograph of a dead child without eye was also made a part of this letter. It acts as a proof against endosulfan. Photography by Shafi Teruvat. The mother laments they won't bear no more children. This is echoed by all the mothers of Nenjamparambu. As soon as they conceive, they are full of fear. They go to black magicians and then only end up consulting doctors. This is all they want to know. Will my have swollen head? They do not fear abortion but only the conception. and the some more content of the letter will be described by my friend Megha.
Hi, I am Megha. Dear friends, today we are moving on to the second part of letter from the mother of Nenjamparambu. The sparing of endosulfan has stopped since 2000, but the birth of malformed children still continues in Karudukka Panchayat even after 10 years. No proper case study have been to the impact scientific knowledge in the above cases. It's a criminal negligence from the part of Health Ministry not to have a separate word with the victim, Government Hospital of Kasaragod, and also negligence has resulted in the birth of children without organs and limbs. The endosulfan was temporarily banned in 2000. The excess of pesticide was not kept aside with adequate security measures. In some places, it was buried in deliberate concealment of material fact, which is a thing of shock. Nenjamparambu lies at the heart of Minjipadu only. Here is the location of Kerala Plantation Corporation Minjipadu Estates. Payasvini River flows northeast from here. More than 500 families live in the crest of hills.
Hi, it's me Rasina. Now I have some case studies related to the chapter Letters from Mothers of Nenjamparam to the Supreme Court. There was a news in Madhubhumi Daily of 9th May 2011, that is, the newborn infant of endosulfan afflicted family dies. It is about the child of Narayanan and Mamta who died due to premature death from the Kasaragod General Hospital and born without eyes. Their second son Naveen, who is 9-year-old, and another son Nagesh, who is 4-year-old, were also the victim of endosulfan. In third delivery, they had twins, but both died. Now, the Naveen survives with both his crippled legs and also with blindness. Next is about Achyutan Maniani, who is a plantation worker who mixed endosulfan for 10 years. Now, he had lost all his complete health and also his co-worker Subbayya Manian. An hardworking organic farmer, Muhammad Shah, diverted one of the stream of Minjipadu to the village only with his spade. Thus, that village got the name Kaithodu. His daughter Hajara, whose children were victim of the endosulfan. One of her child, Umaibat Sheria, with abnormally enlarged head, passed away in July 2012. Next is about the Sinan, who born after the many remedial projects implemented by the government. So he is not included in the victims list. He is born with a larger head than his body and without completing the uterine period in his mother's womb. He had his first surgery on the 28th day of his birth and the second surgery after the 3rd month. His father worked even at night for getting enough money for his treatment. But unfortunately, at the 7th month, he died due to excess amount of water in the head, and that disease is called hydroxylus. So, further details will be given in the coming slides.
Hi friends, I am Aisha Mariam. Here are some observations from this chapter. Endosulfan is a insecticide and highly potent neurotoxin that was sprayed aerially on a cashew estate in Kasaragod district. People living in over 20 gram panchayat in the district were exposed to the insecticide between 1975 and 2000. More than 1,000 died and over 6,000 people were affected by the insecticide. Gruesome effect of use of endosulfan. It is an organochloride pesticide. It is an neurotoxic pesticide belonging to the group of cyclodines. Endosulfan is a pesticide notorious for its acute toxicity, potential for bioaccumulations and endocrine disruptor. It has been classified as a highly hazardous chemical by the United States Environmental Protection Agency (EPA), and the European Union has a persistent toxin subjected by substance by the United Nations Environmental Program (UNEP). Has a category second moderately hazardous chemical by the World Health Organization (WHO) and an extremely hazardous chemical by the Industrial Toxicological Research Center ITRC in India. It has been banned globally in 18 countries at the Scotland Convention on Persistent Organic Pollutants on 13 April 2012. 127 countries agreed on the worldwide ban of endosulfan.
By concluding this chapter, it is clearly evident that endosulfan, a hard-to-degrade pesticide, had caused heavy damage to biotic and abiotic factors of Kasaragod. On behalf of Government of Kerala, the corporation began aerial spraying pesticide in its plantation since 1976 till 2001, regularly 3 times every year. As early as 1979, stunt growth and deformed limbs were noticed among newborn calves, and then among human children, men and women. The health of more than 9,000 have been impaired by the pesticide. Even though at 1994 the people and the health authorities declared that the disorder are due to the pesticide, the government denied their argument and they continued their job. When the condition became worse and when it was more evident, the people and media began to protest, and the protest emerged as a mass movement in 1998. Lately, government realized the tragedy. On 2000, District Court banned endosulfan in Kasaragod. Aerial spraying discontinued from 2004 under order from Pollution Control Board, Kerala. 10 years later, when tested in 2008-10, revealed the presence of pesticide. This is a possibility of contaminated food chain. From the study conducted, it is revealed once again that countless deformed children who led a death in life are reactions of endosulfan. Who is responsible for this silent killing? It's the government, which failed to act in the past and now in helping the victims. It's the government who is killing the children by depriving their rights to live with dignity, said Dadabai. Still, in this year of 2020, the victims of endosulfan are suffering. Their basic needs, medicine, and rehabilitations are not fulfilled by the government. Yes, it's the government and the authorities who are responsible. Initially, we have to understand that endosulfan is a pesticide banned by many countries in the world, including Denmark, Germany, and Netherlands. It's a highly controversial agri-chemical due to its high toxicity. Before introducing it to the plantation, it was the responsibility of the government and health sectors to analyze its security and to understand its effect on human and environment. Unluckily, it happened. But the government missionaries were not sufficiently strict in addressing the problem even since they were reported in 90s. When the pesticide was banned, it was the responsibility of the government to completely remove the trace of the pesticide from the villages. But what the plantation corporation did was to dig it underground and created a condition in which further manual removal is impossible. It spread in air, water, and soil. Government failed to decontaminate the water resources or arrange alternate water supply. Attempts of government to provide medical care and ensure rehabilitation of the affected people was often delayed and failed to achieve much. Though a remediation cell was formed at Kasaragod Collectorate, its activities had been hampered by absence of drive, shortage of fund, and other problems. Endosulfan tragedy is a result of unscrupulous greed and terror-spewing activity of government which misinterprets scientific knowledge and sell itself out into the market. January 2017, Supreme Court directed Kerala to distribute compensation within months and take steps to rehabilitate them. The Apex Court also awarded a compensation of Rs 5 lakh each to the families of those who died due to the poisoning. But the government had not still fulfilled it, and there are still who suffer. Successive government only promised and not delivered much. But NGOs and other civil organizations have been very proactive in providing medical care and other services to people. What are the remedies? Next time, before introducing pesticide, it must be well certified by the government, health sectors, and agricultural department of government. Pesticides and insecticides are harmful to ecological balance that should be replaced by herbicides. We have to adopt and integrate environmental friendly method of agriculture. which will ensure and preserve the richness and fertility of the soil for the coming generations. Government need to focus how to rehabilitate the victims of endosulfan fully with health, medical and other care ensured. Special education system have to be set up for specially abled children. Such a tragedy must not be the fate of any other society of India and worldwide. Let's pray for the families of Kasargod and for their mental and physical upliftment.
At the end of this tragic episode, it is a great relief to know the poison seems to be fading, however, gradually from the environment. Dr. Y.S. Mohanakumar, who runs medical clinic at Kasargod, work a lot for endosulfan affected people. Shruti, a victim of Stockholm syndrome caused due to endosulfan, had secured admission in the Government College of Homeopathy, Bangalore. Insects, butterflies, and other species which had almost disappeared from the affected panchayat have returned. We thank God for the upliftment of Kasargod. Thank you for watching.